So a lot of people are confused on who they should go for, they should prioritize. Since the mythic era is very new and they don't really want to waste their valuable silvers because they are very hard to come by. So I'll be doing like a priority list, if you will. Now keep in mind, not all these characters are bad. Like there's a lot of characters in Priority 3 that I think are great tunes, but you should not prioritize them at the start. So here's my reasoning. Attack is always going to be the best way of going. You know, when a new meta starts. So that's the reason why they're so low down. If they're a defense character, they're going to be very low down because always at the start, if you cannot hit a team, you know, you can't really progress forward. Whereas if you're defending, great, but you just can't attack. So attack is always better than defense. So straight away, top priority should always be leaders. You always need an attack leader, and these two, aka Rick and Negan, are the best attack leaders in the game. Negan can give focus to your team, so you're immune to confuse and taunt. And Rick gives a bonus when you're attacking with trait advantage, so that's very good. Both of them are great characters and definitely should be up top of the priority list. Now, you don't necessarily have to level up both of them, you can just level up one of the two, but you definitely need one of these two characters as they are, a key part of a team. Now, the next one is Tyrese. Tyrese, I would normally put him in priority 2 because he is an attacker and he's not really a leader, so he shouldn't be your first focus. But that being said, he hits so fucking hard, it's not even funny. Adjacent damage, yeah, what can I say? He hits like a fucking truck. Definitely should be your first attacking tune to put behind your leader, definitely. Next, priority 2. Now, this is going to be a bit of a funny one. Jesus. Now, Jesus' rush isn't anything special, but he has disarm. Disarm is a very good specialist skill, and it just opens up a window so you don't get stuck. So if you got absolute defense team, you can open up a window so you don't get stuck on the absolute defense for 4 or 3 turns, whatever it might be. Also, he is the yellow, so you can hold a 20% or an 8%, making him very fast to go off. Next, you got Sandy. Now, Sandy's a pretty cool one. First of all, she's got collateral whenever she does a crit. She hits people adjacent to her. No, she hits like 2 or 3 people, whatever it might be. But if you give her a splash gun and you hit down the middle, if she crits and the splash gun activates, all the bubbles on the other team, when I mean bubbles, I mean guardian shields, will go pop. And her damage is actually pretty good overall. So a great attacker to put behind your leader. Andrea, like I said, she does a ridiculous amount of percentage damage. She also has follow up. You can also give her a rampage weapon with a 20%. She can go fucking nuts. In the right scenario. Carl's a bit of an iffy one. I was debating putting him in priority 3, but the fact he's a yellow, he can go turn 1, can be very beneficial. He gives a little buff. That's why he's there. Plus, he gives elusive to some people, so that's sort of like a little bonus there. Wayland, same reason as Jesus. Disarm on a team is very, very useful. Now, you got to think as this as well. When you're making your attack team, I know I didn't mention this at the start, but with your lieutenants, majority of the time it's going to be roughly evened on your levels. But if you want to go purely into damage, for example, to help your attack team, you would want more attack roll tunes. So that's something to think about when making a team. You want it to be majority of your team wants to be the same role, because then if they're all like if three out of 5 people on your team is the same role, you can push that lieutenant's level way higher than the others to get more of a buff to your team instead of spreading it out evenly. You can just fully push one level to get more of a boost. That's why I'd recommend having more damage rolls on your team, so you can fully utilize the damage roll lieutenant. Next, Princess. Princess, what can I fucking say? Give her a rampage weapon with 20%, get her going turn 1, boom, boom, boom. Team is gone. Alpha, yet again, a yellow, she can go turn 1 if you want. She also does infection after a rush. She does good percentage damage as well, so she is very valuable. Dwight's a bit of a funky one. He's in the SR Depot, a little hard to come by. Haven't got him myself yet, but with a few weapons from the armory, there's ways to increase burn and whatnot. So I do think he definitely has potential to do a lot of damage. Plus his rush is pretty good. Yumiko got confounding, I think it is. She can daze, impair. She has an impaired gun weapon. She can go turn 1 if you make her, and she does really good damage and a decent amount of control. Now, there's a few on the other side of the list, so I'll just tell you what they are. So first of all, Sophia. Sophia is a neutralize, and she can stun two people after her initial rush. So pretty good control there. And then the one to the side of that is Dexter. Now Dexter I really do like. He has waste not, especially at the moment, because you can do so much base damage on one attack. That waste not can go to the next person. I think it is very very important. That you may consider Dexter. Plus he's an attack roll tune. So yet again another person for your attack roll lieutenant you can just buff up. Now, priority 3. Now, like I said before, they're not horrible characters, but they are defensive characters. You do not really want to focus on defensive characters at the moment. So, Ezekiel, yeah, he's got defense down, resist, that's cool. He is a defensive leader, but his rush actually sucks asshole. Glenn, to really make him shine, you need to level up his mythic abilities. So, that's a lot of investment, and you're not going to immediately have that, so he's the one to put to the side. Gator is very rare, and he's a defensive role, so not really ideal for attack, considering you'd want more attack rolls on attack, so you can boost the lieutenant. Mercer, he's just purely a defensive tune, what can I say? Harlan, same thing again. Aaron, he's pretty cool, but he doesn't revive until I think he's like tier 4 or 5, so that's a lot of investment. Probably not the best to do straight away. Abraham, I know he does a lot of bleed, no, a lot of burn, but there is just better blue characters to go for initially, like Princess, Yumiko, and others of that nature, Andrea, so there's just better options. Shiva, yes, again, there's just better yellows. She does one thing on rush and then gives a little bit of bleed. It's a little slow. I mean, between Shiva and Tyrese, it's not even a competition. Just go straight for Tyrese. Rosita, she does so little. It's not even funny. On the side of Rosita, there's Magna. Magna, defensive lead. Nothing really too fancy about her. She's the only real defensive lead for Mythics, but Mythic defenses don't last very long at all. Like, I'm being serious, very long. Like, I'm saying, if you're in 1A this war weekend, I'll be surprised if you can't last more than 30 seconds. That's how fast you can just go through teams. One to the side of that is Gregory. He does fuck all. I think he's got Indomitable. He's a defensive tune. He does one thing, and then I think it's like stun or something to two other people. Like, there's better yellows. Like, I wouldn't worry about him. And the one to the side of that is Alice. Now, Alice is a bit of a funky one. I know she can revive on rush, but like I said, there's just better blues to go for straight off the bat. And plus, you need to level her up a lot to fully utilize her. So, a lot of investment needed. Governor, defensive tune, and Herschel, he's just very shit. He does neutralize and he heals, but for attack at the moment you don't need healers. You just straight up do not need healers on your team. Now the do not touch category, I've been told and I've found out that some of these characters just aren't very good at the moment. So first of all you got Thomas there. Thomas does main damage. He's not very useful until he gets his rush, and even when he does get his rush, it's nowhere near as much as you would think he would be. So for the moment, he's in the do not touch category. He might get really good in the future, but at the moment, he's just not that great. Gabriel does heals, and that's all he really does. Healing at the moment is just not needed on attack or defense. As the game ends so fast, it's just not needed. And then you got Frost. I'm not going to defend Frost. He's shit. Like, I got him from my pool. Very disappointed. He's just dog shit. I'm not even going to touch him for a long time. Then you got the tier below, and I don't believe these characters are in the game yet, so that's why they're there. If Beta is in the game, throw him in tier 3. He's got decap. That's the only thing he's got going for him. But yeah, so in conclusion, what you're going to need is you're going to need one leader and an attacker. So I'm going to say, we'll just do some theory building here. So first of all, Negan or Rick. Let's say you go for Rick. You'd want Tyrese. He's a fucking great attacker. And then you'd want a disarm to get through the an absolute defense or something. So that's 3 characters on your team. Then you'd want 2 really good damage dealers, and you got loads of options there. You can go for Sandy, you can go for Andrea, you can go for Princess, just depending on what you've got in your roster at the moment. You could just help build like that. And then if you want to build a defense team, you pick a leader. And then what do you want on a defense team? Or you'd want like a staller or something. So maybe, I don't know, Herschel, he's got neutralize. Maybe that can stop someone from rushing next turn. I don't know. But honestly, I would not really worry about defense. So the formula is pick a leader, pick a damage dealer, pick a disarm, and then 2 more damage dealers. And then you've pretty much got a team going. Now, I know Blitz is coming up and I know War is coming up. Here's my advice to anyone. 5-star the weapons and put team player 4 on them. The stat increase is retardedly high, and you can pretty much one-shot anything. That's my advice. Literally, you can just one-shot anything because the stat increase from having team player 4 is just immense. So I hope this is useful to some people. I know some people will disagree with me, but just leave a comment in the description. Do you agree with where I've placed people? Do you agree with my logic? And if you want, you can even say what you're running. Discord link in the description. And yeah, peace out, boys.